And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Toe the Line with me, George Glinsky, joined today by the BKB World Featherweight Champion, Ricardo Franco. How are we doing, my man?
Doing good, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, good, man. Good.
Really good.
Okay, so we haven't seen you in the ring since November 2019. I did say 2 years, but I think it's more 18 months since we last saw you.
Coming up to 2 years, yeah.
Coming up to 2 years. The big fight against Jimmy Sweeney. You know, it's a massive fight. The rematch is coming up on the 11th of September, 2 weeks away. But we're going to first of all have a look at that first fight from your perspective. Now, I don't know how much you've looked over that fight. I assume with all that time out the ring, you have been looking at that fight. So I wonder, just to start things off, how you feel from your perspective that fight went as a whole, as a performance.
Yeah, I think it went really well. Definitely think my performance was up there with one of the best. It was a complete different performance to the final I had with James Connolly because, you know, there's a lot of pressure, build up, back-to-back camps, and it was just a bit of a slugfest where with Jimmy I got to box and I got to show my technical side, and I was just super confident for that fight. No pressure. I went in and performed really well. In fact, I was too confident. I was pulling stupid shapes, defense lab shapes, and it cost me 2 knockdowns. And you know, I went wrong messing about, and that's the thing in bare knuckle. You can't piss about. 1 second, your lights are out, and to be fair, I'm glad it happened because I learned from it, and that's the part of the game. I learned from these mistakes, and messing around in bare knuckles not a good thing. And like I say, I've learned, and I won't be doing that in this. I won't be messing around in this next fight. But it just shows, you know, what heart I've got in the ring, and it just proves, you know, more experience getting knocked down. First time I've been knocked down, and twice in fact, and I recovered really quick, got back to it, and started to box again, and you know, I won the fight. So I performed. My performance, I was happy with. There's a lot of, you know, watching back on the fight, there's a lot of mistakes and things that I've been working on. That's what I've been working on in the gym now. I've improved a lot, and I'm looking forward to showing it again.
I mean, that's natural. US fighters are your worst critics, so you know it is what it is. But looking at that third round, obviously you said there you were dropped twice. Coming into that fight, from my perspective at least, the judging went towards Jimmy, but I'm just going to put it out there, I believe that you were ahead in the fight. I don't know if you agree with that sentiment. I feel like you do.
Yeah, definitely. I thought I won pretty much every round except the third round. Obviously, there was the first and fourth round I think were quite close.
Yeah.
You know, it was more jab for jab, but I was the one putting the pressure on. I just felt sharper, quicker. I was just in and out on them shots, and like Robin Reed said, he was commentating towards me, and he knows the game. He was ex-world champ. The other geezer, I don't think he's commentating anymore, but he was just biased, and simple as that. I had so many messages saying he was biased, and the commentary. Do you know what I mean? So it's like the hate to say, but I thought Rico won that round, but I hate to say it. So it's like, you know what I mean? Everything's for Jimmy, but is this fight going to be all for me? Is it going to be like I'm the fucking champ? So I want the commentary on my side now. Is that how it's going to work? Jimmy's got to put the pressure on me in this fight. So like when they said, obviously Jim come in between rounds, and he said, you know, I'm the challenger, so I've got to put it on the champ. So fair enough. So is this going to be the opposite this time? I don't know. We'll see. But we're not going to leave it for the judges. That's the only thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
But providing there isn't a finish, is that a genuine concern? Because obviously you don't feel hard done by because the result ended your way, but overall, a lot of people, you know, wondering, was that the right decision? Were those cards a bit swayed towards Sweeney? Obviously, I'm playing devil's advocate. This is just a natural thing. But is there a concern coming in that perhaps it might not go your way, even though it should have?
If it went to the judges, yeah, it would have definitely gone Jimmy's way. I knew that from the start, even though, you know, looking back on the fight, I was winning the round. I was winning the fight, I believe, even though we got a 7-10 in the third round. But you know, accumulating of the rounds, I won every round, I believe. And I'm not biased. Like if I'd have lost the round, I'd happily say like I would have lost that round and I'd have opened. But I believe I won every round, and you know, it's simple as that. It was a good fight anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But no concerns that that will play into the next one.
No concerns. I'll make sure of that.
Good.
Definitely.
Good. So
Yeah.
looking at the fight itself, second time around, without giving away too much, obviously I'm not asking you to give your game plan, but what do you change based off that first performance?
Not pulling shapes. That's that's one of the things. You know, like I said, I've learned a lot from that last fight. But I've been training with some top level pro boxers. That's all I've been doing, and I've just been focusing on boxing. I've not been training MMA for this fight. Which, you know, every BKB fight I've been training mixed martial arts. Even for the last Jimmy fight, I was wrestling, grappling. You know, and this time it's just fully focused, and I'm just going to work. I'm going to work for the finish. Obviously, we both want the finish, but this time, you know, there's no messing around. It's just straight in, and we're going to get the job done.
So the training camp is completely boxing related. Is there any consideration about going back to MMA? Obviously, we spoke a few months back and you were umming and ahhing about it, but is bare knuckle boxing really the one sport you want to focus on at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. While I'm at the top, and you know, everything's about bare knuckle at the minute, and I've just gone through the 2 surgeries, and it's going to be a bit difficult to compete in MMA at the minute with the colostomy bag, but I'll find a way of competing one day. But at the minute, all my focus is definitely on BKB. Definitely, yeah.
Is there added pressure? You're the champion now. Obviously, you were previously the challenger, and to be honest with you, you're a big underdog. I don't think many people gave you a chance outside of those who know you. I think wrongly, to be honest with you. I remember saying in my interview with Jimmy that you were his toughest test, and I said that in the build-up myself, not to throw me in there, but you know, a lot of people didn't think you were going to win this fight. A lot of people didn't believe that you were up to Jimmy's level, but now you're the champion. Does that add pressure?
No, I don't believe it. I think all the pressure's still on Jimmy. He's got to revenge this loss. Like, end of the day, I've just come back from 2 major surgeries as well. I've got nothing to lose. I'm happy to be back in the ring, but for me, it's all about winning. And 100%, all in my mindset is just to win this fight. But I don't feel no pressure. My mindset's just, I feel my mind's on a different level, and Jimmy's got all the pressure. He needs to win this fight, otherwise he's done. Like, you know what I mean? He's lost 2 in a row, and he was thinking about retiring before, and you know, one more loss. Is he going to retire? I don't know, but like I say, he's been the king in the sport, you know, for a long time. But I believe all the pressure's on Jimmy, and he knows deep down it is, and he knows he lost that last fight. Deep down, he knows, and he's going to be it's going to be playing in his mind. And when he walks out to that fight, and I'm going to be coming out second, he's going to be waiting. He's going to feel the pressure, 100%.
And he did make you wait in that first fight, so yeah, very true. You know, 18 months out of the ring, obviously the natural thing for people to pick up on would be ring rust, but for you, physically, with ulcerative colitis worsening, your condition worsening, and having the colostomy bag fitted and so on and so forth. Is there any concern? Obviously, I know you're going to say no, but is there any type of concern that you're physically not ready for this fight?
No concern. I won't be fighting otherwise, but yeah, no concerns. People have got to worry about these fists, not my bag. I deal with that, so no one's got to worry about that. So yeah, it's all good. Took some big shots, and it's all playing good.
That area is like, because people coming into this fight, as facetious as it sounds, people are talking about the colostomy bag. That is not a concern to you at all?
No. Yeah, like I say, people, they need to stop worrying about that, and they need to be worrying about what's going to be happening in the fight, because I forget it's there myself. So it's on the back. It's the last thing that I think about in training. I'm not focused on the fight. I'm not training. Every training session I treat it as a fight, and you know, I forget it's there. Do you know what I mean? I forget it's there, and it's crazy. But my mindset's that focused and driven. So yeah, not a problem at all.
Definitely. Yeah, I remember in our conversation, acceptance was massive. I mean, it was almost an instant acceptance. So yeah, I can completely concur at that point. But the added, I would say, motivation with having ulcerative colitis, you're no longer, I don't know if you agree with this point, but you're no longer just fighting for yourself. You're almost fighting for all of those people with Crohn's and colitis and people that are suffering with this condition, to show them that you can do something. This is not a debilitating illness. You know, you can succeed.
Yeah, definitely. You know, there's a lot of people struggling out there with the same condition, with colitis and with the colostomy bag, and a lot of people are still confused. It like I'm boxing with an colostomy bag, but I just say, listen, it's all in the mindset. Like, you can do whatever you want to do, you know, but it's down to you. It's down to you to like hold that in the back of your mind, and you know what I mean. You can do anything. Like, I can do everything now I did before, but just better. Like, I've not got to worry about shitting blood or running to the toilet or being fatigued, or, you know, I've got no worries now, no stress, and I just feel amazing. It's the best I've ever felt. Obviously, everyone says before every fight, it's the best fight, it's the best shape I've ever been in, but this is the best health I've ever been in, and best mental state. You know, coming back from that, my mind's just 10 times as strong.
Definitely.
So yeah, it's a nice feeling not to worry anymore.
I bet. And it's, you know, you've used it really positively. It's added into your story, you know, this horrible, this condition and all that time out of the ring, and, you know, essentially fighting for your life. You've used that really positively. It's allowed you to almost transcend the sport. I would say that you are the most popular guy in this sport now. You have almost become, you know, the big name in this sport. So for you, is it difficult to keep your feet on the ground? You've had a lot of media attention. I saw you on Channel 4. I've seen you on Liam Harrison's podcast, James English's podcast. You know, a lot of people looking at you and bigging you up. Is it difficult to keep yourself on the ground in that sense?
Yeah, to be fair, no. And, you know, a lot of people keep saying this, like, the amount of messages I keep saying, you know, you're inspiring and all this and bigging me up. I keep getting constant messages all the time, but I'm that humble, like humbled down, just because like I've been training for that long, competing with, I believe BJJ and grappling, wrestling, MMA humbles you, because, like, you know, you do jiu-jitsu and you train with a little dude, like 5 foot, skinny guy, and he busts you up, and you're like there rattled, like, what the hell, this is crazy. And that humbles you, definitely. So I think because I've been in the fight game a long time, and you know, I've got a lot of experience, I just get on day to day, and I help people out. But I don't think I'm inspiring myself. But then when people say this, and then it kind of comes out, sometimes I think I'm like, yeah, maybe I am. But then I'm like, nah, I'm still a cunt. I don't really know. Yeah, you know, if it helps people, it helps people. But like I say, if I help one person out who's struggling, then yeah, I'm happy with that. So it's all good. But my mindset's that positive and that focused. I don't really think about what other people think or do or say. All I think about is what I can do and what I'm focused on. It's crazy how the mind works. But yeah, it's all good.
You talk about mindset there. I would understand that you would have a plan coming into every single sport, bare knuckle boxing in particular. When you came into bare knuckle boxing, I would assume you thought you were going to become a world champion, but did you think it would come as quickly as it has?
No, definitely not. I thought it'd take a lot longer. But obviously, since that tournament started, beginning of that tournament, it was an 8-man tournament, and I thought, you know, this is a quick way to fight Jimmy Sweeney.
Yeah.
And, you know, I gained a lot of experience with them quick back-to-back fights. Because obviously, since every fight, you can just see little improvements. And, you know, especially after that last fight with Jimmy, it's just everything just seems to like sink in now, and it feels, I know the sport after that last fight, obviously fighting the best in the sport, and he's got the best style. I feel like everything's come together now, and I feel like I can adapt to every single person who I can fight with. Like, if they're a brawler or if they're a technical boxer, if they're, you know, anyone. So I just feel with my MMA style background, I feel like I can just adapt to people. And, you know, that Connolly fight was shown with that. He was an awkward fighter, tough as nails, kept bending down. I couldn't really box and get my shots off. So turned out as a brawl, and that was just a brawl, and I used my heart and you know, my endurance kicked in, and that's how I won the fight. And it was a dog fight, but then with Jimmy, it was more technical boxing, so I got to show my boxing side, so I adapted to that one as well. Conor Tierney sparked him clean out in 40 seconds. He's just tit. So yeah, yeah, I can adapt to people, and that's how I think that's why I'm progressing.
Yeah. I didn't want to mention Conor Tierney, but now you've mentioned him. What do you make of his move to America?
Scared. That's what it was. Scared. He didn't turn up to my back garden. No, I heard he did. He backed down from a few fights in BKB. Said he didn't want them. Well, he kept begging for a rematch for me, but obviously I'm fighting Jimmy. So why would I? That fight does not interest me whatsoever. It's boring. It don't motivate me. I want fights to motivate me. I feel it's going to be. It'll happen the same result, probably quicker. But yeah, I heard he backed away from a few fights. Said I'm not fighting that. It's too risky. So he's gone to America to fight BKFC in America, but with clinching. So he's fighting MMA guys, clinching up. He's going to get KO'd. So yeah, fair play. He's gone out there and done that, but he's a tit and he's going to get sparked.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
So again, another difficult question in regards to America, but I understand you will have been. I don't know it for certain, but I understand you would have been offered contracts to America. Why did you stay in BKB? Why did you stay here?
Yeah, I've been in talks to a few guys from America and that on their show, but after speaking with Jim and Joe, they're looking after me now, and we've come to terms, signed a new contract, and I just, they're gonna get me some big name. I'm not looking past Jimmy fight, but we're gonna work towards just bigger things, and if we all work together, get on some, we're gonna make some bigger shows, maybe cross promotion with some American companies as well.
Yep.
Yeah, and just get some big fights in, but I feel like it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and evolving. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the future.
Are there any names? I mean, obviously you don't want to look past Jimmy Sweeney, but there's got to be an idea of what's next. Do you have a plan for what is next, as in like the type of caliber of opponent you want to face?
I've no idea. Like I say, focus is all on Jimmy at the minute. Like Jimmy said, I'm not looking past Jimmy. Like everything's just him, fully focused, and then obviously we can start talking who's after there. So anyone really. I don't care who it is. They're going to get the same treatment. Every single person who's in front of me, and that's just how my mindset is. I'm not bothered who I fight. I'm not going to turn any fight down. But I'm not cocky. I just feel I'm not confident because I know how hard I train and I know how much I put into it. So that's just my confidence of going in and my mindset. So yeah, I'm just looking forward. I'm just super happy just to be back in the ring, and it's quicker than I thought. It's only 9 months since 2 major surgeries. Who can do that? It's crazy.
Definitely.
Surgeons said it'll probably be about 3 years. So it's what I mean. It's thinking back now. It's it's quite crazy how well I've recovered, and I think it's mainly just in the mindset and just being positive and having a focus, having a drive. So I thank Jimmy Sweeney. So thanks Jimmy Sweeney for giving me that drive. He's been since in that deathbed, like laying on that hospital bed. I was just thinking about Jimmy Sweeney, and that's what's recovered me quicker. Thinking right, we've got a rematch, and this is what I'm going to be. This is going to be the comeback, and this is going to be. I'm going to make history in this comeback, and it's going to be. It's already there. I know it. I can feel it. Visualizing it every day. Visualizing that win every single day, and it's just what it happens, and I just can't wait to get in there again.
And ultimately, having faced that adversity, I feel like you've been, you have been fighting. You've been out of the ring, but you have been fighting. Mentally, you have been fighting. You've been fighting this illness. You've been fighting, people telling you can't do this, you can't do that. So in that sense, mentally, you're more prepared than ever to fight.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, definitely, 100%. Just so hungry to get in there. I wish it was this weekend.
How do you feel now? Obviously, it must feel pretty surreal to be here right now. You're 2 weeks, 1 week and 5 days, I think it is today, from the fight. How important and how much does it mean to be back?
It's amazing. Like I say, just to be back in the ring and know I can compete again. Because when I was laid there in hospital thinking my life's over, I didn't think. I thought my career was done. I thought I've done that. I beat Jimmy. Now that's it. I'm done. And I was at a bad point. But now after, because you was on all these drugs in hospital, and everything goes through your mind. But after that, just to be back in the ring, it means everything to me. And I'm a fighter, and inside, I just want to fight every day. And yeah, it means a lot just to be back fighting, and I'm just going to enjoy every second of it, and I can't wait.
Definitely. So before we go,
being back in, it's just for me, it's about the win. So nothing else but a win.
Ultimately, that is the goal. So before we go into sponsors and thanks and people you've got to thank in general, you have got your sponsors before I say that, haven't you?
Too many.
Okay, good. All right. Well, before we get into that part, we will have a list. So don't worry about that. But a prediction for the fight. I don't know if you're a man that likes to give predictions. What are you envisaging?
I'm visualizing every day stopping Jimmy Sweeney. Mm-hmm. I'm finishing Jimmy, like, no doubt about it. Before them 7 rounds are up, he's getting finished, and I'm going to be the first man to finish him properly. Obviously, I finished him with a cut last time, which, people. This is the problem. People keep saying, "Oh, he's finished him with a cut. It's just a cut. He would have won." But how did he get that cut? Because I was smashing him with his right hand in his face, and I kept aiming for that cut. That's the plan. If I had a cut, Jimmy would aim for that just to get it stopped. And he knows deep down he didn't want to be in there in them later rounds. But obviously his heart, at the end, he didn't want it to stop. He would carry on until he's dead. He's got that warrior mindset like me. But I kept aiming for that cut, and that was the game. After when it opened up in maybe the second round, I just kept aiming for it, and that's how I won. And you don't get cuts for a reason. I cut him with a knife. I cut him with my fist because we're in a fight. So, but yeah, 100%. It's not going to the judges. It's going to be finished. But I'm hoping it's going to be a good fight. I'm ready for I want to see loads of blood. I want to see jaws hanging off. I just want to see a good fight, and I want to put on a good performance for the fans as well, because they love it as well.
Yeah, this is, as I say, this is your happy place. You are back. This has been an incredible journey. So I can imagine you've got some incredible people to thank. So who have you got to thank? And if you don't have your sponsors, I have to, because again, for maybe the 50th, 60th time, I've forgotten to mention to get your sponsors ready. If you don't, we'll get a list below. But if you do, just list off some people you've got to thank.
Yeah, I've got a list on my phone, but there's about a good 15 plus. So I'll leave that. But the people to thank, obviously, my family, like my partner. She lives with me every day. She supports me every single day, and if it weren't for her, I wouldn't be in this position. At the times where I was at the lowest as well, my partner, my brother, they're always there. Obviously, I've got family as well. John Watt and my coach, Danny Mitchell, they're 2 main guys as well. When I was on that deathbed as well, ringing me daily. John rings me every day. He's like my dad. So yeah, just that good support from positive people. When you're in them dark places as well, you see who's there and who's not, and you know what I mean. It's them people that are with you through the bad times into the good times, and yeah, it's there's a lot more people to thank. I've got friends out there who's with me all the time. There's too many to thank, but yeah, the support's been great. And obviously coming out posting about the surgery and illness, support's been, mind blowing. But just going to keep on helping people out, keep that positive vibe going. I'm in a good place right now, and just ready to get back in. Can't wait.
Definitely. And do send me that list. I'll put it in the description box below so we have all the sponsors there, because I know how important they have been, and to have good people around you and people sticking with you through tough times. But Ricardo, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure as always, and best of luck on the 11th of September.
Thank you very much. Can't wait. See you there.